Хора, и днес ще играем и много по-странната версия на Зак Дифюмс. Не играем, а гледаме. Значи, вие знаете кой е Зак Дифюмс вече. И гледайте. И този се казва Зек Филмс. И дай да започнем от най-новото.
Start by holding the pen at a 45-degree angle, locking your shoulder joint. Professional calligraphers have discovered that if you write with your entire hand instead of just your wrist, the lines become perfectly straight due to the use of large muscle groups. However, if you start writing too beautifully, the pen will... Start by holding the... If you swallow a magnet, most people think it will attract more gold rings to steal them through your stomach. You see, if you swallow several magnets, this can cause dangerous tissue compression and can lead to critical internal organ damage. However, if you swallow a powerful neodymium magnet, your body will turn into a super... If you...
Warning. One last Zek Films video.
Iron Bolt. He jumped into the DeLorean to travel back in time to touch himself as a child.
One last Zek Films.
Did you know that
Yo!
Miguel give me this joy. Did you know?
Last night.
Always starts by controlling the hotspots and trying to occupy triple word score cells. This will almost guarantee your winning. But never just chase long words. You see, placing high-value letters like Q or Z on these cells can net you over 50 points in a single move, even with a 3-letter word. But if your opponent is still ahead, pull out a Polish WZ. Always start. If a chicken eats charcoal, will it lay black eggs later? You see, eggshell color is genetically predetermined and is formed in the oviduct.
Oh no! U.S. soldiers would intentionally make small holes in the ground to listen for enemies underground. You see, enemy forces often dug tunnels and planted explosives beneath their trenches. This was a very dangerous practice because enemies always... U.S. soldiers would intentionally...
Oh no!
If a chicken eats charcoal, will it lay black eggs later? You see, eggshell color is genetically predetermined and is formed in the oviduct just hours before the egg is laid. Generally, the color depends on the color of the chicken's feathers. Darker chickens lay brown eggs, and lighter ones lay white eggs. However, if the chicken eats If a chicken eats
Oh no! U.S. soldiers would intentionally make small holes. He pressed all buttons in the elevator using his child face to stop on every floor in the building. You see, his kid wanted to find a secret combination of buttons that will break down the lift, but the elevator control system is programmed to miss such a command because it leads to overload of relays and brake pads. However, if you press this secret combination, it will bring you... Ooh, he pressed all buttons. Always start with the narrow triple 20 section to gain the most amount of points. You see, this is the best strategy to reach a score of 500, one that almost guarantees your chance of winning. But never aim for the bullseye in the center, because it's the loser strategy everyone uses. But if your rival is still leading, simply take a live swordfish and fill it with gasoline. After that, put a cotton cloth inside the mouth and turn it on. Now... Always start, if crushed with a hydraulic press, how much prime could you extract? You see, prime bottles are mainly composed of water, protein, forest, and a small amount of Optimus Prime. So, if you squeeze it, you could get about 11 ounces of juice. And you can use his hairs as a broom to clean your dirt. Start by applying some soda and toothpaste on the soles of your shoes, rubbing them in with an old brush. You see, baking soda and toothpaste create an oxide that perfectly dissolves dirt and restores the shine of your shoes. Next, add a sprinkle of gunpowder and start rubbing them fast until they catch fire. Start by placing the Oxford Dictionary into the blender and add 2 raw eggs, then turn it on and mix them for a few seconds. Finally, pour it into your ass. You see, knowledge can be absorbed through the intestinal walls directly into the bone marrow. And in an hour, you'll be speaking with a perfect British accent. Every time you try to say, hello,
По-мъйски.
Always start with aiming at the pocket between the first and third pins to ensure a hit, rather than the center pin. You see, this specific entry angle creates a chain reaction that always ends into the strike. But if they still refuse to fall, insert your fingers into the ball's holes and swallow it, keeping your arm steady. Then jump inside a Lahitol 95mm. Yes. Start by squeezing the stem, then use both thumbs to push deep into the hole. Next, wrap your fingers tightly around the apple and squeeze hard, holding the pressure. Then, turn your thumbs outward. This will cause your fingers to squeeze the sides of the apple while your thumbs lift the top. Next, light the fuse and take a big bite with your... Start by... If you stop trimming your fingernails, most people think they will just grow straight and curl over time. But that's actually not true. You see, the accumulation of bacteria and fungi under the nail plate can cause chronic
май знам
infections
какво ще направи.
that permanently deform your nail bed. And when you're going to take a shit, you can use them as a scraper. If you stop, always shave with the grain, because shaving...
Окей, достатъчно то. Да ни казвам какъв кърснат Зек Филмс. И ако искате и още, напишете в коментарите и абонирайте се за истинския Загди Филмс. Не за този буклук, тъй чай.